Hi, welcome to PD6 Nuts channel. This is going to be a video. If I had $2,000 to spend on guns right now, October 2014, what would I buy? Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. For this, I would go for the best bang for the buck, in my opinion. There are substitutes, and I have a couple here. We may talk about those. But let's start with this main core group of guns. First rifle on the list, in my opinion, the VZ58. $400 from Palmetto State Armory. It's a great gun. It's made by Century Arms, but it doesn't fucking matter. It's just awesome. It comes with 5 mags, an accessory kit. One day people will talk about this the way people talk about when these used to be $100. Okay, second gun, Glock 19. I'm very bad at pointing with this new camera. It's hard to tell the lenses. The Glock 19 is just a great value. $500. Gen 4s come with 3 mags. It's everything you could want in a pistol. Okay. Number 3. I would either go with the SKS or the shotgun. Let's start with the SKS though. The SKS you can pick up. This is a Russian. You can pick them up reasonably for about $400, $450. You can get cheaper ones. I would get a Russian because the Russians are cool. The shotgun is a Remington 870. You can pick up a cheap Remington 870 for $200, $250. It's definitely worth it. At the end of this, I'm going to go through the price breakdown. Next, the Mosin Nagant carbine. I think is a great, hard-hitting, large caliber rifle for not a lot of money. You can get one of those for $200 right now. AIM surplus, I think it's $220, something like that. And last but not least, the Heritage Arms Rough Rider for a 22. I don't think 22s should be the basis of a gun collection. I think you should have a good, accurate bolt-action 22 rifle, maybe a good, accurate semi-auto rifle, and something like a 22 revolver that can shoot any kind of ammo for taking care of pests around the house and whatever. Short of that, you don't really need any other 22s. And if I was only going to pick one, I would pick the handgun. Okay, price breakdown wise, you have $400, $400, $200. So you got $1,000 wrapped up in rifles. The other $1,000, you got 500, and you got about 200 there. You got about 250, 300 wrapped up in the shotgun. So there's a little bit of wiggle room here, but it's about $2,000. Okay, so this is what I would do with $2,000 right now. Now let's suggest some alternatives. I picked up a SIG 320 on Arms List for $500. If you do a little bit of shopping around, you can find one new for about $550, same as a Glock. So, competitive option-wise, it's definitely a competitor. I don't know if I would pick it over it or not, but it's definitely there. Also, in competitive options for the VZ58, cheap AR-15. $600 gun. You wouldn't be able to get the Mosin Nagant. So, depending on what you want to do, how many guns you want to end up with, I think 6 is a pretty reasonable number, but so's 5. 2 handguns, 3 long guns is not a bad little gun collection. And the reason I picked $2,000 for this was because $2,000 is essentially a mark that I feel everyone can meet. Even when I was, getting paid virtually nothing at a minimum wage job, early days in college, I could scrounge around and get $100 a month or so to put in a savings account or whatever to save up for guns. And working that way, it might take you a year or two to get a couple grand. But you could afford to slowly buy these. None of these are really expensive guns. The most expensive gun on the table is $600. Which, if you take the AR out of the picture and go with the ones I originally suggested, the most expensive gun is $500, and that's the Glock. Which you could ask for birthday, Christmas money, whatever, and help out with that and bring it down to around the same price as the others. So, what if you only had $1,000? Well, that's kind of a hard choice. There's not many guns to give up on the table. If you only had $1,000, I think I would take an SKS. If you could find one cheap enough, like $300, take a Mosin, and I would take the Glock. Okay. Or you could do the SKS, the shotgun, and the Glock. Still be pretty good off. One of those two would be my choice. I'm not a big shotgun fan, so I'd probably pick the Mosin. However, you do already have one rifle. Of course, you might consider doing the VZ58 and the Glock. I mean, that gets you a good fighting rifle and a good fighting handgun for $1,000. Done. Still have money left over to buy ammo. Anyway, food for thought for you guys who are looking to start out a gun collection on the cheap. You know, good deals right now. I consider every gun on this table to be a pretty decent deal right now, except for maybe the SIG. You know, depending on where you buy it. But if you can get one of those SIGs for $500, they come with night sights and 3 mags. Pretty damn good deal, you know. Anyway, be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe, and all the rest of that crap, and you guys have a nice day.